Hello everybody, welcome back to my playthrough of Wild Arms 2, and in this video, I'm going to be traveling all across Filgaia to, well, collect a few items that are still on the ground, but also to try and collect some red skills from Marivel. And yeah, I didn't get a chance to show, but yeah, right now her luck is normal. I still need to apply some personal skills to her. I will be doing that this episode, but right now she has two red powers, Life Drain and Skill Drain. Skill Drain is the one I need for what I'm doing this episode, but also there's a trophy associated with getting 10 red powers, and both Life Drain and Skill Drain count towards that total. Of course, picked up Asgard at the end of the last episode, so yeah, I think before I start anything else, I'm going to teleport to Gilgalad. Because right now, I need to put some personal skills onto Marivel. Wait, that's magic and arms. I keep forgetting that the personal skill shop is on the west side in the first screen. And yeah, Marivel has 41 points to work with, so obviously up HP. Want to up her physical defense. And I get the trophy for great personal growth for upgrading personal skills 60 times. I also want up her magic attack because she's a better magic user. Also, want to restore HP and want to up parameters. That should get her in line with my other mages. Well, my other magic users. Also, she starts at level 41, so she's going to start at the same level Ashley is at. And with the personal skill distribution out of the way, it's time to start the collectathon. And I think actually where I want to start is, well, around here. Oh yeah, right here. At the Diablo Pillar Cana. I'm going to be looking So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to be looking for specific enemies, where I can find them, and show each one to you. So I'll cut to when I find the specific enemy I'm looking for. And here's the enemy I'm looking for, Fur. Alright, so with Marivel, I want to use Skill Drain on one of them, and I can't look up Break the Ever. Only need one of them for this. And I missed. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, sometimes Skill Drain does not work. That's the second time, so I hope to not have to cut to when it actually does work, but I will if it doesn't work on round 3. Alright, I got the skill Inspire. See, it's a single target lightning attack. Yeah. So I'm thinking that the accuracy of skill drain is actually based off of your luck stat. Because I couldn't connect once on normal, and once I put the Mazinga on, it finally connected. And I might as well use this opportunity to show Asgard. Alright, little ground pound. Don't ask me how it's going to connect to Fur, but it does. Okay, so now that I think that I might as well apply Tiny Flower to Marivel, because at this point, I feel like I didn't look too much into this. It feels like the luck stat might have to do with the accuracy of skill drain. Alright, so where do I need to go next? I made sure to write down a list of all the places that I feel I can go. I think next is actually not this way, but south of Crimson Castle, around this area. And there is... Actually, I'll go to Holtz next. Alright, and there's a crest right on top there. And there's an enemy called an Earth Figure I'm looking for, so I'll look for that and I'll be right back. There we go. There's the Earth Figure I'm looking for. Alright, let's get a skill drain going, and Wilka. Yeah, let's get quick on Marivel. And there's Power Seal. Yeah, Tim's taking no damage from that. Yeah, inflexibility block. And that takes care of the Earth Figure. Alright, now I want to head... I believe it's this area here where I need to go. It's south of Crimson Castle, and there are supposed to be 2 enemies I'm looking for around here. There's also a dungeon nearby. I won't trigger that quite yet. So I'll cut to when I find one or both. And it's neither of these two, as I'm Bronzo and Albion, but they will get me closer to 200 enemies for that trophy. Alright, I want Marivel to use... I'll have her use Inspire on that bug. I think it's supposed to be weak to ice. And let's get a break on that Albion. as you can see, Marivel's not as strong in magic as Lilka or even Tim. But she deals enough damage. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut to when I find one or both of the enemies I'm looking for. And there's one of them, Buckle. Alright, I think what I want to do is go Ice Beam on one of them, Skill Drain on the middle one, and yeah, let's get a Freeze on the one at the end. And I got a port. Ow. Guess I dropped a pan on me. Impact Bomber. Whoa. That's a big old damaging one. Well, might as well use First Aid. Marivel, let's try a port. Oh, non-elemental red power. And Lilka. Yeah, I'll just have you defend. Alright, it's basically dropping a bucket onto the enemy. That's funny. Yeah, and I get a Big Berry for my efforts. And that leaves just one enemy around this area I'm looking for. I will cut to when I actually find it. And this is not it. This is Elder Sing. I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with it yet. Yeah, the Rock Bolt, a port, and yeah, let's try a Spark. Oh, you absorb electricity. Thankfully, a port is non-elemental. Sweet smell. And Lilka's asleep. Oh, you might be one of those absorb all element types. Yeah, so a port would be a good option here. Well, I did okay, but that was not the enemy I was looking for. And so, once again, I will be cutting to when I actually do find the enemy I'm looking for. I don't think this is either a Gungaloda. Yeah, I might as well try Rock Bolt, Inspire, and yeah, Spark. And that was easy enough. Alright, so I'm going to keep trying to find this enemy I'm looking for, and if I don't find it in a few minutes, I'll just move on to the next location. So I'll be right back. And this one's not it either, but it's a new enemy. Nosferatu. I think it's... might be undead? And... yeah, I hadn't done enough research on various enemies in the overworld yet. Oh, it resists fire. But don't worry, a bucket would do it. And now, the search continues, so I'll be right back eventually. And I found a couple new enemies, Justa and Baphomet. I don't think either of these are the enemies I'm looking for. Just finding enemies left and right. I kind of want to go with Arrow Shot on the Baphomet. Alright, Aport and Saber on the Justas. Alright, it resisted light. And... ooh, someone dropped a Mega Berry. I might as well see how many enemies I've gotten. Oh, 201! And I got the trophy card collector for filling the monster album with 200 entries. Alright, so... a Gungaluda is weak to... well, weak to Earth. And they drop full revives. Alright, Albion... drops a War Respite. Baphomet, of course, drops the Mega Berry. Bako drops Big Berries, but you can still Mega Berries from them. Elder Sing drops Antidotes, but you can still Big Berries from them. They're weak to all... wait, they absorb all elements, as I thought. Alright, the Justa, weak to ice. Alright, Nosferatu, of course, weak to light. You can still heal berries. And Zanzan Bronzo, weak to ice. And you can still pixie dust from him. Yeah, there is one enemy I'm looking for. It's called an Amon. And I'm going to look for... I'm going to try and look for it a few more minutes before I give up and move on. So, either I'll find an enemy or I'll be moving on. And at least one new enemy's popped up. Bamolvris. Oh, Albion's weak to wind. Surprised that did enough because Bamolvris has 2 heads. And found 2 more enemies. Chrysalis and Geldum. Or Geldum. Let's try a Mystic. Fire Ring on the Geldum. Oh, there, read the fire. Barely scratched me. Might be one of those absorb all elements types. And that's those enemies down. Yeah, I've been finding all sorts of enemies, but not the one I'm looking for, so I hope my luck comes in soon. Well, some good luck. And it still hasn't, but I found Belphegor. So, yeah, I might as well have Tim hit it with an arrow shot. And let Marivel and Lilka deal with the Chrysalis with their non-elemental spells. That should do it for that set. And my luck still hasn't come through yet, so I'm gonna try a couple more times and be done with this area. And hopefully I can find the enemy I'm looking for. And I didn't find it, but I did find the lava bunny. Alright, I want to try to turn on dead on Nosferatu, and I'll just let Lilka and Marivel use non-elemental magic on the lava bunny. Well, turn on dead worse on Nosferatu. And yeah, I feel like if I'm finding new enemies every time, well, not every time, but almost every time I have an encounter, I will find this enemy eventually. So I'll give it a couple more tries and then be done. I found it! Amon! And a pair of pumpkin heads, which I think are new enemies, so yeah, I might as well go rebuke on the pumpkin head. Marivel, finally I can use skill drain again. And Loka, let's go with a flame on the pumpkin head. Oh, flame does not work. And I got Canceller. Oh, they use fire instead, so... Ow. Well, if fire's not gonna work, I think I'll have Tim use Submerge on the pumpkin heads. Marivel, cancels actions in that turn on a group of enemies. That could be useful. And I'll have Loka heal Tim. Yeah, put light buckets to the head, Amon. I hope this works. Yes, they're weak to water. And with that, Tim reached level 41. Alright, this part felt like it took over 20 minutes. It's just that there were a lot of enemies for me to look for, so next I'll teleport to Quartly. Mainly because one of the enemies I'm looking for is in the desert, and the other is in a dungeon that's in the desert. So I'll catch him when I find the one in the desert. And looks like I won't have to cut at all because there's the twin tail. And let's get first aid going. Marivel, skill drain the twin tail, and Lilka. Let's put that sand crab on ice. We gotta keep our seafood fresh even if it's born in a desert. And I get Shadow Bolt. Alright, next. Yeah, let's go ahead and finish the twin tail off. Alright, there we go. And for the next enemy, it's in the Coffin of 100 Eyes. And it's supposed to be deep in the dungeon, so I'll cut to when I actually find the enemy I'm looking for. And there's the enemy I'm looking for, Buckbeard. And it turns out I didn't even have to get to the save crystal, I just had to get far enough in the dungeon to find it. So yeah, I wanted to defend. Marivel used skill drain. And Lilka, yeah, you defend too. And there's Erg Phaser. Or Erg Phasor. Alright, just marking that off my list. Alright, Marivel. Ooh, Erg Phaser's 90 FP, non-elemental red power, so it's a strong... Looks to be a stronger version of A-Port. Yeah, might as well take care of this enemy now. And down it goes. And now I need to make my way out of the Coffin of 100 Eyes and to the next area I go. Alright, so the next location... These right here. Yes, in the Thunderline cage, it's about... Turns out to be north of where the hovercraft would be, but more so east of Portly. Well, Quartly, I mean. And while I'm here, I might as well make use of the Electel. This should be easier than south of Crimson Castle because there's only one enemy in this dungeon. But in here we get a mecha boost and a bloody cape. Yeah, the bloody cape's a new piece of equipment for Marivel, and that's really going to help her defenses. And as far as the mecha boost goes, if you notice, her weapon's called Hob and Knob. Well, what that does is it actually gives Marivel an attack boost. Yeah, so Hob and Knob are a little stronger now. Yeah, I mean, more so than... Well, more so than the other mages. Wait a minute. How does her attack compare to cannons? Yeah, she's a stronger physical attacker than Cannon is. So yeah, there's only one enemy in this dungeon, luckily, so I'll just cut to when I find it. And there's the Thunder Drake I'm looking for. Yeah, Tim defend, Marivel skill drain, Loka defend. And there's Thunderbolt. Let's see. Let's go with Water Gun. Alright, Thunderbolt level 55 is the stronger lightning elemental attack. Oh, for all enemies. Yeah, let's go A-Port and Aqua. Marivel might be a more balanced attacker. But down goes the Thunder Drake. And luckily what I wanted out of here is done. I didn't have to go far to get it. So... Well, didn't have to go far into the dungeon to get it, but... Next on the world tour is Sylvaland Castle. Yeah, and there's a specific enemy I'm looking for here, and I'll cut to when I find it. I mean, there's the man traps I'm looking for, so yeah, I might as well take 2 of them out with fire and use skill drain on the 3rd. And there's Sleep and the trophy Monstrous Power for learning 10 red power skills. I think I had Tim defend Marivel. Yeah, I want to show Marivel's physical attack. Yeah, it's Hob and Nob who are doing the damage. It's more than Lilka and Tim. Not quite what Brad and Ashley can do. But serviceable. Alright, so... yeah, I think next on the World Tour... I think I might as well do some item collecting. But yeah, there's a sorcery apple, and there's 2 enemies here I want to meet up with. So I'll cut to my Fine Warner both. And thankfully, they're both in the same formation. So Tim defend. Marivel, work your skill drain, and you know what? I might as well go with Quick because I know Urchin Bugs run away. Alright, I got Firebolt. Oh boy, Gala Crazy. Not... now that I got some levels, it's not the threat it used to be. Alright, now Marivel skill drain the Melcom. I mean, both enemies do have red skills I want. And might as well freeze the Urchin Bug. And I got Gala Crazy. There we go. That deals nothing now, so I'll have Tim defend Marivel. I might as well use Firebolt because Gala Crazy costs 59 FP and deals damage based off the last 4 digits of Gala you have. So it would have to be... so it can do a max of 9,999 damage. But at 99 FP, well... and not always guaranteed to have 999 Gala. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but I might as well show what Firebolt can do. Alright, well, obviously no Gala because it costs Gala to use that. It can't cost Malcolm Gala to use that attack. Alright, and I think next on my list. And where did I put? Oh, there's Lombardia. I mean, next on there. Yeah, I might as well head to this island here. I've never been here before. Just a, oh, there's a coin purse. Yeah, I might want to equip that on someone. I think I'll equip it on Loka for now. Yeah, it's a 1 in 3 chance of doubling the gala you earn in battle. Besides, there's a couple enemies around here I want to look for. Yeah, everything I looked up mentioned a U-shaped island. One day, did I drop my wallet and did I pray a fair young maiden will return it to me? Well, I'm keeping it. Well, Marivel's keeping it. So this is what the U-shaped island is supposed to be. So, yeah, I'm gonna... Well, this is a new enemy, but not the ones I'm looking for. Shapeshifter. Yeah, I don't know what their weaknesses are, so... Yeah, I wonder if they're anything like the doppelgangers. So, yeah, I best use Apor and Saber. Down goes one shapeshifter. Tis but a scratch. And there goes the other. Oh, and Loka leveled up. I'm sorry, it went by too quick for me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around this island and see if I can find the 2 enemies I'm looking for, and I'll cut to when I find them. And these 2 are not it. Imitator and Dimholnos. Alright, Tim, let's go Rock Bolt. I want Apor on the Dimholnos, and finally Saber. Oh, that imitator tried to steal from me. But luckily it doesn't have much HP, even if it resists Earth. I think it resists every element, though. Yeah, this is going to be a long episode with a lot of editing. A lot of gala for that, and Ken is now level 41. Alright, so I'm going to keep looking for these 2 specific enemies, and if I ever find them, I'll cut to when I do. And I found both of them, Humpty and Dumpty. Yeah, I want Tim to defend. Let's get skill drain on Humpty, and Loka, you defend too. Oh! Dumpty's already using the attack I want to get from it. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage. But hopefully your skill's worth it. Oh, got anti-magic. Alright, Tim, first aid. Marivel, skill drain to Dumpty. And yeah, let's go with Saber on the Humpty. Yeah, right now I don't have all the information on these enemies on hand, so I'm just playing it safe. And I've got Armageddon. Alright, so... Ooh, Armageddon, Darkness Elemental attack on all enemies. And Magic blocking red power field. Yeah, I might as well have Loka use Saber. And there we go. I think that coin purse is going off. Alright, as I cross out those enemies from my list. Yeah, let me get back onto Lombardia. Because the next one is actually to the west. It's actually on this island. So I hope I can find the enemy I'm looking for in this forest. I'll cut to when I do find it. Or a new enemy. And this is not it. This is a jack lizard. Yeah, I might as well have Marivel go a port and yeah, have Loka go with Saber. Alright. That's just a big berry. But that's not the enemy I'm looking for. I'll just cut to when I do find the enemy. And there's the enemy I'm looking for. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head? Nah. Yeah, let's drain your skill and... Yeah, might as well see what Vortex does. Try to remember if they have a weakness or not. Yeah, it's wind. And I got Esk down, or Escape down. They also don't like light that much. Oh, Resonance Quake. Yeah, it doesn't do much, but I'll first aid just the same. Alright, draws parry value of target to 0, and that's a group attack, but it also costs 80 FP. So yeah, I probably won't be making use of that anytime soon. And down goes the Potato Head. And, oh, it dropped a bust. I believe that's a throwable item. And after that, I might as well go to this island north. there, and that's Ray Point Wing right there. I won't be going to it quite yet. There's an enemy here I'm looking for, and an item. And here we get the scapegoat. So I'm going to be looking for a specific enemy here. And I'll cut to when if I do find it, or if it's an entirely different enemy. And this is not what I'm looking for. It's a graboid. Yeah, might as well get rid of it as quickly as I can. Oh, sweet to ice. Did I run into that earlier? Alright, so the hunt for a specific enemy will continue. And this is not it. This is Armor Drake. Yeah, I think I'll have Marivel use Shadow Bolt. I haven't shown it yet, and you know what? I'll try Spark. Armor is in its name, so it's gotta be metal. It's not. It resists. Resist lightning. Resist darkness. And I'm 0 for 2 so far, so I might as well keep looking. And there's the enemy I'm looking for, I think. The Mermaid Kaleo. I hope this is the right one. So let's try a skill drain and defend with Tim and Lilka. And I got Terra Break. So this was the right one. Alright, I want to go Sonic Claw, Marivel. Alright, Terra Break's the stronger Earth Elemental attack, so I'll go Firebolt and Marivel Vortex. Alright. Yeah, that coin purse coming in handy, and they drop mini carrots. I think the next place I meant to go is the Wind Tiger's Den, but yeah, I have to remember where it is as well. I think it was east of Gilgalad, because I remember having to land there with the Filgaia Chateau. Yeah, it should be here. Yeah, luckily there's only one enemy in the Wind Tiger's Den that I need to find. And find it I shall. So I'll cut to when I do find it. And there's the gargoyle I'm looking for, so I'm going to defend, skill drain one, and break the other. And I got Twister. Yeah, that's the stronger wind element attack. Alright, that's working out so far. I'm almost done. Well, almost done with the world tour. Alright, so next on my list is the Filgaia region. Yeah, there's an enemy around here I want to find, so I'll cut to when I find it. And there it is, the Flaherty. Alright, yeah, I know. Let's use fire, skill drain, and flame. And there's Frigid. Alright, Frigid is, of course, the lesser of the ice elemental attack, so I'm going to go with Firebolt, just see what Marivel can do with weakness. Well, with a weakness. Pretty good. And the coin purse goes off again. And that only leaves me with 3, so I'm going to teleport actually to the Valeria Chateau next. Oh, darn it. That might have been the enemy I was looking for. So I'll cut to when I find it. And yeah, it's the balloon. Yeah, one of the earliest enemies in the game has a red skill. And that's Wildcard. Yeah, if I remember right, that actually randomly casts one of your red skills. So I probably won't be using that because I want to know what I'm using. And the reason I wait till now is because, well, to get that till now is the next skill I'm looking for is somewhere in the inner sea. But it takes practically forever to find. If you kind of think of it, it might be best if I go back and use Lombardia to collect some more items. And I think that's what I'll do. Because, well, I can't go in there. I think on one of these islands is... Yeah, there is an item. There should be an item here. Yeah, and it's a bullet load. There's also a dungeon here, but I'll get to that eventually. There's also an item here, but I can't get to it quite yet. I mean, this isn't exactly a safe landing spot. And there's also one here I can't get to. I think that about covers every item I could get. There's also an island to the east that is an optional dungeon. I will go there eventually. Kind of think of it, there's an enemy there, I believe. Alright, can't land on beaches either. So yeah, I'm gonna travel this inner sea and look for the next enemy on my collection. So I'll cut to if I eventually find it. Okay, so I decided to give up on that enemy for now. It's taken me several minutes and the encounter rate's really low. If only I had something that would increase my encounter rate, that would really help. So for now, I'm going to try the last location I had listed, and I'm supposed to take the hovercraft all the way to around the island outpost. And it's supposed to be somewhere around there. But if the hovercraft has a really low encounter rate, I doubt I'll be able to get this one successfully. So I think where I'm supposed to go next is supposed to be over to the west. But there's the island outpost. So if I find it, I'll cut to it, and if not, I'll go to where I need to go next for the next episode. And is this it? It is! It's Vetbar. I want Tim defending. I want Marivel to use Skill Drain and Lilka use a Spark. Yes, they're weak to lightning. And I got Maelstrom. Oh, you're going to use Blizzard Breath. Doesn't do much. Yeah, I might as well use Inspire with Marivel and see what that does. Pretty good damage. Alright, so that's almost every enemy I could find, but until I can get a specific item that increases encounter rate, I don't think I'll be able to find it. Yeah, encounter rates in the ocean are pretty low. But before I end the episode, I might as well show where I'm meant to go next. No, it's not there. That leads back to the sacrificial altar. Should be up this way. And it should be around here. Yes, the werewolf's den. That's where I'll go next episode. So, until then, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. So remember to stay safe, and do try to be kind to each other, everyone. Catch you later.